One of the lawyers, that has been retained by Aisha Achimogu, to intervene into her ordeals. And of course, what we are saying is that Nigeria is a country that practices constitutional democracy. Constitutional democracy entails strong institutions. The institutions of government and agencies of government like EFCC, they are established under the law, and they must act every day and always in accordance with constitutional and statutory provisions. That's what we are saying. The constitution is very clear. Section 34 guarantees the rights of every Nigerian to self-dignity. No citizen should be subjected to torture or inhuman and degrading treatment. And this kind of, this manner of laying siege at somebody's house, is degrading. It could cause torture, psychological torture, mental torture, and ill health, to a person. If somebody commits a crime, there are procedures. The law has provided how the person should be invited, how the person should be arrested, investigated, and prosecuted. It doesn't end on their table. It ends in the court of law. That is why the Constitution has established the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The work does not stop on their table. The EFCC must always act in accordance with constitutional and statutory provisions. A person who is alleged to have committed a crime still have rights to be presumed innocent until found guilty by a court of law. So you must, as always, treat that person with, decency. No citizen of the country should be subjected to inhuman and degrading treatment. Section 45 is against that. Section 35 of the Constitution, Section 34, 35, 36. Combination of these two, rights to inhuman and degrading, not to be subjected to inhuman and degrading treatment, right, to personal liberty, and right, to be presumed innocent until found guilty by a court of law. And then under Section 37, every citizen have right to their privacy of family, life, and property. So coming into somebody's house through the window, jumping through the fence because the person is alleged to have committed a crime or money laundering or whatever under the EFCC Act is condemnable, is taking us back to the dark days of Abacha era. And this constitutional democracy, this democracy under Tinubu, we must sustain it together. You see, this democracy, within the ambits of the law, we will continue to condemn illegality. We'll continue to condemn atrocity. Tinubu appears now to be, a kind of autocratic, and dictator that we never imagined. This is a man that showed characters of a Democrat, fought for democracy, and today what we are seeing under him, under the institutions of government under him, is this high-handedness, lawlessness, arbitrariness. So what we are saying is that if Aisha Achimogu has committed any crime under the EFCC Act, she should be arrested or invited for questioning or for whatever investigation you are carrying out as provided by constitutional provision. The Constitution is the ground norm. The EFCC Act is subject to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Not even the chairman of the EFCC has the power to act arbitrarily. He must subject himself to constitutional provision. After all, he was sworn in with the Constitution. So we are saying that this democracy, we will not keep quiet as lawyers in defense of democracy, as human rights activists. We will not keep quiet and allow things deteriorate. We will continue to speak against evil. We will continue to speak against dictatorship. We will continue to encourage constitutional democracy. We will continue to encourage that things are done the right way, the right manner. You don't just jump through somebody's window, through somebody's POP, through somebody's ceiling, and begin to carry out search in the person's absent. What if you plant something incriminating and not allege that you found those things there? So these are clear issues of breach of the provisions of the law and the rights of Aisha Achimogu. So we are saying that whatever should be done within the ambits of the law. And we are calling out on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to call the chairman of EFCC to order. Let him act within his constitutional limitation. He is not above the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for Christ's sake. Everybody is subject to the Constitution. That is why he's there in the first instance. If the Constitution has not provided for the National Assembly that pass a law and establish EFCC, he won't be there. Because there is a Federal Republic of Nigeria that is operating the 1999 Constitution. That is why we have these institutions. So we are saying that the Constitution must always be respected and prevail. The peace provision should be applied, in total. So whatever be the case, we are saying that we are calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to direct the chairman of EFCC to vacate the woman's house and follow the due process of law to get her to answer any questions if she's needed to answer any questions, in the course of your investigation. Follow the due process of law. Invite her. What about the politicians, that are looting our public fund? What has been done to them? And the agencies of government, the law enforcement agencies of government are very quick at flexing muscle with innocent citizens. Whereas the bandits and the criminals are there in the bush making our life miserable. Tuesday, immediately after the Salah holiday, we are going to court to challenge this illegality, to challenge this on lawlessness. We must restore sanity and sanctity within the ambits of the law in this democracy under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Tinubu, we believe he's a Democrat, we believe he fought for democracy, but he's going off the track. So we will call him to order within constitutional limitation, within our constitutional right to approach the court to declare illegality. So on Tuesday, immediately after the Salah break, we are going to court to seek order of the court, first of all, to get an interim order to have them vacate here within the next 24 or 48 hours, and to seek redress within the ambits of the law. Because this cannot happen without redress. We seek damages. We're going to seek for over 20 billion naira damages against the EFCC, in favor of Aisha Achimogu. So that's what we are saying. If they don't honorably and within the limits of their statutory and constitutional power, vacate this woman's house and follow the due process of law in inviting her to come and answer any question as to the investigation that they are carrying out. If they don't comply with the law, we will take them to court and we ask for damages. And we ask for 20 million naira damages. That's what we are saying.